Wikipedia describes thrash metal as thrash metal, or simply thrash, is an extreme subgenre of heavy metal music, characterized by its overall aggression and often fast tempo. But what it neglects to say is that thrash metal sucks. Thrash metal can be characterized by a few things: screaming guitar solos, shitty riffs, drummers taking Adderall, lyrics that may or may not be political but suck regardless, miles and miles of long hair, dad bods, inaudible bass, and insufferable fans. I am one of them. So let's bring it back to the basics. What Wikipedia should say about thrash metal is this. Thrash metal is a genre made up of musicians who write within a tiny box of sound and style that has been done worse with time. The classics have been written, and every band will, in time, inevitably sound like a worse version of the Big Four. Who are the Big Four? If you're watching this, you already know, but for the sake of description, they are generally accepted as Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, and the guys from New York that do write good shit, but people still argue it should be Exodus or Testament or something. Thrash was invented when James Hetfield heroically stood his ground and kicked the ever-loving shit out of Dave Mustaine's attack dogs while invading his riff compound. In the scuffle, James was able to get away with all of Mustaine's writing credits for Kill 'Em All. Defeated, Mustaine fled by horseback to Los Angeles and began writing music that would ultimately lead to the demise of Metallica. This was wishful thinking. In the meantime, Kerry King would be playing in a band called Dragon Slayer, which would then be dropped to just Dragon, but after much deliberation they decided Slayer would be better because Kirith Ungol and Molly Hatchet had the market cornered on Frank Frazetta and Michael Whalen album covers. Anthrax at this time was busy putting out their own album with a shitty cover, and riding on the wave of success after growing Kirk Hammett in a lab and finessing Dave Mustaine's riffs, Metallica would lead the charge of the future of cutting-edge thrash metal, releasing Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning back-to-back, cementing themselves as the torchbearers for this young, exciting new genre. Now you may ask yourself, are there other bands we should be paying attention to? Not really. The Years of Decay and maybe Bonded by Blood are considered classics, but if you're gonna get into music that's actually good, you might as well just listen to Bolt Thrower. Anyway, Dave Mustaine and the boys come sputtering out of the gate with a notoriously overwritten and underproduced record in 1985, Killing Is My Business. And business is good. How did it do? Not so great. But the follow-up piece, Sells But Who's Buying, is widely regarded as one of the best uses of ellipses in music. It's 1986. Some may call it the peak of thrash metal. Master of Puppets, Rain and Blood, Spreading the Disease, and Peace Sells are all on the store shelves, making a massive splash in the music scene. A few years pass, Among the Living, So Far So Good So What, and Justice for All, South of Heaven, mostly improvements or refinements to the formula, and then what some may consider to be the holy grail of all modern heavy music, or music in general. Diabolus in Musica. Just kidding, Rust in Peace hits the airwaves in 1990. Legend says you can still hear Lars Ulrich weeping behind his drum kit every night while trying to wrap his head around Nick Menz's full frontal assault of percussion. I will present to you a hill I will die on. Rust in Peace is better than every other album. Pick one. Pick any album. It's better. That was the peak. In the 90s, you get the Black Album, Load, Reload, Euthanasia, Divine Intervention, Sounds of White Noise, Cryptic Writings, etc. All have moments, but none of these records could stand tall in the mighty shadows that have been cast by the titans of thrash metal. And so the story ends. Until the thrash revival of the mid to late 2000s. Havoc, Gamma Bomb, Evil, Municipal Waste, Toxic Holocaust, Warbringer, Lost Society, yeah, actually, those bands still all suck too. This whole genre sucks. Fuck all of this. Thanks for watching. More stuff to come. See ya.